In this video, we are going to be analysing Digital World, ticker DWAC, because it was requested in the comments. If you want your own stock analysed, again, throw that in the comments. Now, to get straight into the analysis, one thing I want to point out first, what's happening on the longer term charts, because this is always going to be key. 6 month, again, this is the left chart, this is a 6 month, the right chart is a 1 year. On that 6 month, we are downtrending. On that 1 year, we are downtrending. Whenever I see this, I want to be following the trend. If these two align, then really I don't want to be fighting this. So what I want to meet, or what that means really, is I want to be trading this down to the downside. I want to be short bias on this stock. But now it's all about deciding where are these levels to be short bias at, and that's what we'll go through now. So we have the 1625 to the 1550. Now this is our first deviation between the 6 month and a 1 year chart. So coming into this level, this is where I'd want to be short bias, and we would have an overall target of $12. So what this basically means, this $12 is considered fair value. So if I'm looking at investing in this stock, then I want to be buying it at that level or below. From an investment standpoint, I never really want to be buying above that level, because you're paying a premium that isn't necessarily needed to be paid if we can just be patient and wait for that pullback. From the trading perspective, again, we want to be looking at kind of when it comes into this range, we want to see what happens. Again, going to be short bias because this is when we start to become overbought on a stock that is in a negative decline, the 6 month and the 1 year in a strong downtrend. So if it starts to pop, most likely going to be short lived again, so we can look to trade that short bias. If we did break that range though, we have another high level at $19. This is the 6 month second deviation, really high probability. So these first ones, we trade them, but we tend to use reduced size if we trade them at all. But these second ones, this is usually going to be the bread and butter. This and the third deviations, which are going to be the green lines. Whenever we come into those levels, these are the really high probability trades. These are my favorite ones. These are the ones I take with the full size. So from $19, this is where we become extremely overbought, looking at that short bias. And it also means if I was a long bias trader and we did reach that price, this is definitely a target I want to be locking in profits. Now, this doesn't mean that is to say my target, meaning that I expect us to go all that way, because again, I'm assuming a fundamental standpoint, we shouldn't be. But considering how this stock has moved in the past, it does pop. You know, you can see here, short-lived pops. So that's exactly what we're looking to make the profit on, is if we get one of those pops, comes into, you know, that level or that level, we can look to trade that short bias. And we do have one final level we placed at $22.35. So again, we would need quite a mega squeeze to kind of get to that level. But if we did, short bias in there, first target $19, $16.20 and $15.50 as those targets on the way down. Now, like I said, considering the downtrend on the 6 month and the 1 year, I'm only looking to trade the short bias. So these are my levels I'm paying attention to. Again, if I was a long bias trader, these are targets. Doesn't mean that we're going to be hitting them, especially not these higher levels, but it just means if we do hit them, they could be good areas to be looking in profits, potentially moving our stops. Now, below, we did talk about the $12 down to the 10. Again, this is fair value. So if we're investing, we want to be buying at this value or below. And again, if we continue down, we don't really aren't really focusing on the stock long bias from a trading perspective, just because again the 6 month and the 1 year are downtrending. So yes, we could be buying at these lows in hope of a bounce, but that's more what it is, more hoping that it kind of deviates from the overall longer term trend, which to me is more of a gamble than a more likely outcome. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, you will probably enjoy this video too.